Burnout's a bitch. And guess what? You're aiming for burnout again because you haven't gotten to the root of the issue. You're going to keep burning out over and over and over again. Stick with me today and I'm going to help understand why and how you can actually transcend burnout and not have to ever deal with it like you used to. My name is Christopher Armstrong and I'm an inner architect and a transformation guide, here to help you redesign your inner world so that your outer world matches and so that you can feel true fulfillment and match with your life's purpose. I've been through burnout many times. At least 3 significant periods of burnout in my life as a restaurateur and a professional wine taster, and probably 2 or 3 cases of burnout as an entrepreneur. And I know that because you're watching this, you have definitely been through a cycle or a dozen of burnout as well. And the thing is that even though you might have recovered, first and foremost, you need to understand that there is a deeper root to your burnout. And once you get to the root of that burnout, you'll never have to deal with it the same way again. Wouldn't it be fantastic for you to be able to feel passionate about a project, to be able to feel passionate about your work, about a business that you're building, and not have to keep hitting the reset button every 3-6 months, maybe every year? Wouldn't it be so powerful for you to be able to make that forward progress? And instead of having to burn out in order to recharge, to learn how to recharge naturally and how to give yourself pauses and breaks so that you can continue that momentum instead of losing it and falling backwards. So what is burnout? Well, burnout, simply put, is when we are not replenishing the energy that we are utilizing in order to move forward in work, relationship, project, physical health, whatever it might be. I would say most people have dealt with burnout, certainly most people in the Western world, in the modern world, because it seems to be a natural part of the way the system is built. We have been taught from the beginning to work hard all the time, especially with the advent of internet, telecommunications, things like even, 24/7 financial trading with the cryptocurrency market. These are all examples of how the world is spinning and moving all the time. And humans were not designed like that. We were designed to go through cycles and seasons. Now, the modern world doesn't care about cycles and seasons. It doesn't matter whether it's spring, summer, fall, or winter, but the system will keep pushing at the same pace. In fact, continuing to increase pace of this idea that we always need to get more. We always need to be increasing profits. We always need to be growing. Now, the curious thing about it is the only place in nature where growth exists unchecked without some sort of cycle, without some sort of period of rest or some sort of natural balancing is in Cancer. And what is it in our culture, in our world at this time that is more prevalent than ever? Now, burnout is not natural. It is not natural to the human, but it has become a part of our normal waking life. Now, I experienced burnout several times. The most memorable for me was when I was working in South America. I was working in Bolivia at the most prestigious restaurant in the country. I had somehow landed on this job as the restaurant manager and sommelier, and I basically just fell ass backwards into it. I felt like I was underqualified. My Spanish wasn't very good at the time, but there I was. So I just did it. I just acted as if. I put on my suit and tie every day and I went into work and I did it anyways. Eventually I picked up, I got really good at it. I was really good at telling stories. I was really good at helping clients to understand what it was that Bolivia had to offer, how our chefs were taking the massive amount of beautiful, diverse ingredients and packaging them in a new way so that people could experience something that they had never imagined experiencing. And then eventually I hit a wall. I hit a wall, and it wasn't just because I was working long hours and working over and over again. I hit a wall because the purpose of the business changed. Because the primary goal, the primary vision of the business changed. It started out being an educational program there to lift up the students that they had gotten, a bunch of interns, and to help them become chefs and to become eventually wine tasters and people who were there to elevate the quality of Bolivian gastronomy. because I said, hey, look, we're getting really busy. We're elevating in the list of best restaurants in South America. We need more staff. We're getting too busy and I need more wait staff. I need to hire somebody. I need to pay somebody. And they said, we can't afford it. It doesn't matter that we're charging $100, $200 for a menu in a country where that's like a month's salary. They said, we can't afford it. You need to find more students because we don't pay students. And there was a moment right there where I realized that my values were out of alignment with the values of the company. Now, whether they were always like that or they had changed, I don't know. But there was a significant shift where it went from, we are going to help elevate the gastronomy of Bolivia and teach the students to be the best chefs that we can, to then all of a sudden is, we need to turn a profit. And that is where the long nights became unbearable. That is where it became absolutely impossible for me to maintain the rhythm that I was doing before. But the only thing that changed was my alignment with the company. I was still working the same amount of hours. I was still doing the same processes, the same systems were running, the same implementation of tasks and all these things. None of that really changed. What changed for me was that I was out of alignment with the vision. I was out of alignment with the vision. And because of that, I was emptying. It was draining me over and over and over. As I got to work, I put in the long hours and I couldn't figure out how to fill myself up again. Because what used to fill me up was the connection with my passion, the connection with the idea that I was doing something beautiful, something powerful, something that was changing the world, making the world a better place, something that was helping me to elevate the country that I was living in, the country of my wife at the time, who grew up in Bolivia, and I was learning something about the place that she grew up. I was learning, but it's like this job was so much more than just a job. It was so much more than just a paycheck, and the paycheck wasn't even really that good at the time. You can avoid burnout by tapping into your life's purpose, by working in work that is truly alignment, truly fulfilling, and by honoring cycles of rest. Just like right now, I'm here outside in this beautiful landscape in the big island of Hawaii, and I am honoring that the sun has just risen, and I'm out and I'm active. But when it's nighttime and the sun goes down, that's when I'm resting, right? If it's the winter time or if it's the fall, my energy starts to go down just like it does in nature. And then when it's springtime, when it's summer, I start to ramp up and I'm more engaged in projects and productivity. The thing is that our life, our world has disconnected us from these natural rhythms. And so many of us have been disconnected from our purpose. So many of us have been disconnected from our passion because we've been pursuing a paycheck. We've been pursuing profits. We've been pursuing growth for growth's sake. More money just to have more money. More pleasure because we think that more pleasure is going to do it. But here's the truth. It's not. It's going to cause you to burn out. So how do you prevent burnout from happening? Number one, honor the rhythms, honor the seasons. Give yourself plenty of rest. In fact, I not long ago heard this idea that if you adopt the billionaire mentality, billionaires still work, but they work like 20 hours a week, right? They're resting a lot of the time. They have space, they have openness so that they can be aware of the opportunities that come to them. And then when the opportunities come, they have the energy to be able to move forward, to be able to make progress, to be able to invest in that new thing. They have space to be able to think and to rest and to play and to relax. So you've got to give yourself space. You got to give yourself time. Working 60, 70, 80 hours a week is not sustainable, not for long. So invest in rest, invest in your body, invest in nutrition, invest in nourishing yourself. Honor the cycles, honor the seasons. If it's the wintertime and it's slow down, work less. Set yourself up so that you don't have to work as much. Take vacations, give yourself periods of pause. The funny thing is that we live in a society where during the wintertime, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, we're ramping up because we've got the December holidays, we've got Thanksgiving in the United States, we've got New Year's, and then all of a sudden people crash and they get sick and they wonder why. Well, it's because you're meant to be going inward, you're meant to be resting, you're meant to be doing like what nature does, which is slowing down. right? Nature takes all of its energy from the tree. It takes all the energy from the leaves. The leaves fall. That energy concentrates into the roots. It cares for and nurtures the roots so that when spring comes again, it can shoot that energy up, grow new leaves, and then eventually expand. So if you can honor the seasons, you will not burn out like you used to. But the third most important thing is tap into your purpose. If you're doing unfulfilling work, if you're pushing through just to hit the payday, to hit the payoff, to work a job that you hate just so you can retire one day, guess what? You're going to be so burnt out, your body is going to be so broken, your mind and your emotional self is going to be so busted that you're not going to be able to enjoy it. So connect with your passion and your purpose now. And if you don't know what that is, that's okay. You can connect with it. But what if you could work in a job or create a business or align with a company or a community that lights you up and that is profitable and that pays you well and sets you up for future success and retirement or whatever it is that you want to do? What if you could honor your natural rhythms and rest more and be more productive? Now, if you find yourself in a period or a cycle of burnout after burnout after burnout, and you're ready to break free from that, you need to change your mental patterns. You need to change your patterns and your actions, create new strategies so that you can break free from that and start to live something better and something new. Now, if you're ready to do that, if you're ready to tap into your true life's purpose, if you're ready to get all of the wealth and all the things that you want and be passionate and fulfilled and break free from those cycles, you can have that. Give me 30 days and I will help you massively transform your relationship to your current life. I will help you get in touch with your true vision, your true passion for what you came here to do and to create and to be. And I promise you that you will never experience burnout the same way. I want you to comment "I'm ready" below if you're interested in learning how this process works, or you can follow the instructions in the comments and the description and get signed up so that you can learn how you never have to deal with burnout ever again. Once again, my name is Christopher Armstrong, helping you to architect your inner world so that you can architect your outer world, so that you can live your life of dreams and you can live true purpose and passion and never have to deal with burnout again.